Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good afternoon to everyone. My name is ATHIRAH binti ZULKIFLI from Group PT1S1.14. Today, I will be presenting on the topic Building Strong Foundations, English Language Learning for Young Children. This presentation is prepared as part of our course PEKK 1132 English in Early Childhood Education under the guidance of our lecturer Dr. NOORUL HIDAYAH BINTI AZMAN. Before I begin, I want you to think about this question. When did you first learn English? Was it in school? Was it from watching cartoons? Or maybe through music? Most of us had very different experiences. And those experiences shape how comfortable and confident we are in using English today. That is why we need to discuss this topic. How can we ensure that children's first experiences with English are positive, strong, and long-lasting? In today's world, many parents compete to send their children to English medium schools. According to Zakaria and his colleagues in 2022, parents often feel that schools with international recognition guarantee a better future for their children. But the bigger reason is globalization. English is no longer just a subject in school. It has become a global necessity. Her Hub in 2024 pointed out that access to knowledge and technology is strongly tied to English. Just think about it. Most academic journals, most scientific discoveries, and even the instructions for using software or apps are all written in English. Without English, a person is cut off from countless opportunities. Imagine a Malaysian student who wants to study medicine in Germany, even though the program is in Europe. Most of the textbooks, research articles, or conferences will still be in English. That shows that English is international, not tied to any one country. But why do we start with children? Research shows that children have what we call brain plasticity. Their brains are like sponges. They absorb sounds and patterns naturally. Zakaria et al. 2022 described this as a key advantage of young learners. That is why a 6-year-old who watches English cartoons can quickly develop a near native accent, while an adult learner might still struggle with pronunciation after years of practice. However, being naturally good at absorbing language does not mean teaching English to children is easy. They have unique challenges, and this is what we will explore today. Children are natural learners. They don't just sit quietly and memorize like adults. Instead, they learn by exploring, by imitating, and by interacting with the world around them. Chinga in 2022 and Cameron in 2003 described children as sense makers. This means they are always trying to make sense of the world by connecting words to actions and experiences. For example, if a teacher says, stand up while demonstrating the action, the child quickly understands the meaning without needing translation. If a parent says, drink your milk while handing the cup, the child learns the phrase naturally through context. This is the reason why children who grow up listening to songs, stories, or classroom instructions in English can pick it up very quickly. On the other hand, children who are never exposed to English at all may find it much harder later in life. Let me share a real example. In one preschool, teachers decided to use only English during playtime. They give instructions like, come here, take the ball, or let's clean up. At first, the children were confused, but after a few months, even those who had never spoken English before started responding naturally. That shows the power of early exposure. So, early English learning is not about memorizing vocabulary lists or passing exams. It is about building confidence, building habits, and making English a natural part of daily life. Now, let us talk about the challenges. Teaching English to children is rewarding, but it comes with many difficulties. The first challenge is the nature of the learners themselves. Children are still developing socially and emotionally. Their moods can change very quickly, and a child might be very excited today but completely uninterested tomorrow. Octavia and colleagues in 2022 explained that children also develop at a very different speeds. In the same classroom, some may already be able to read simple words, while others are still struggling to recognize letters. This uneven development makes teaching unpredictable. The second challenge is the language skills themselves. Listening is usually the easiest skill because children can repeat sounds and words quite quickly, but they don't always understand what they are saying. Speaking is harder because many children are shy or afraid of making mistakes. Reading is limited by their small vocabulary. They might be able to read the letters, but they cannot understand the meaning. And the last skill is writing. Writing is the hardest skill of all because it requires grammar, spelling, and fine motor skills. For a 5 years old who is still learning how to hold a pencil, writing in English can feel almost impossible. The third challenge is motivation. Children's motivation is not stable. Sometimes they are full of energy, singing loudly and eagerly, but other times they refuse to participate or get distracted easily. Octavia et al. 2022 pointed out that this inconsistency makes it hard for teachers to maintain steady progress. Let me share a real example. In one kindergarten, teachers introduced English songs. Some children sang along happily, but others just sat silently, refused to join in. This is a normal situation. It shows that one single method cannot work for every child. To overcome these challenges, teachers use different methods. In this section, I will share 4 approaches: conventional methods, unconventional methods, project-based learning, and fun techniques. The first approach is conventional methods. These are more traditional, but they can still be effective. For example, the direct method focuses on speaking and listening without translation. A teacher might show an apple and simply say apple, letting the children repeat. This way, the word is linked directly to the object. Another method is the audiolingual method, which uses repetition and drills. For example, the teacher might say, "This is a pen," and the children repeat the phrase again and again until it becomes natural. According to Sanako in 2023, this repetition helps children develop habits, improve pronunciation, and build vocabulary quickly. The weakness of these methods is that If overused, they can, they can become boring and children may memorize without truly understanding. The second approach is unconventional methods. These are more modern and child-centered. The natural approach allows children to listen first and speak when they are ready, just like how babies acquire the first language. Communicative language teaching focuses on real communication rather than grammar. For example, children might role play in a shop and practice phrases like, "How much is this?" Total physical response, or the TPR, is another popular technique. Here, children respond physically to commands. For instance, if the teacher says, "Jump," the children actually jump. This makes the learning fun and memorable. Xie, in 2022, observed that these methods reduce children's anxiety and build fluency. The third approach is project-based learning. In these methods, children plan, create, and present projects. For example, they might make a poster about animals, create a family album, or act out a short play. In doing so, they practice of four skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Octavia et al. 2022 found that project-based learning encourages teamwork, creativity, and problem solving. It is especially effective because it gives children a real purpose for using English. And the final approach is fun techniques. Children learn best when they enjoy the process. Songs, nursery rhymes, poems, tongue twister, and stories are very powerful tools. Asher in 2001 and Nicholas in 2022 found that when learning involves multiple senses, hearing, moving, singing, children remember words better. Contra in 2015 also showed that fun activities improve their pronunciation and rhymes. For example, a simple rhyme like head, shoulders, knee, and toes not only teaches the body parts but also rhyme or rhymes and pronunciation while engaging children physically. That is why these techniques remain favorites in early childhood education. In conclusion, English is no longer just a school subject. It is a life skill in today's globalized world. Children have a natural ability to learn languages quickly, but they also face challenges such as uneven development, short attention spans, or inconsistent motivation. Teachers, therefore, need to use a range of approaches. Conventional methods give structures and repetition. Unconventional methods build fluency and reduce stress. Project-based learning develops creativity and teamwork, and fun techniques maintain motivation and enjoyment. By combining these strategies, we can help children build strong foundation in English. This foundation will not only help them in school, but also give them confidence and open doors for future opportunities in a world where English is the global language. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation. I hope it has given you a clearer understanding of why early English learning is so important and how we as educators can make it more effective. With that, I end my presentation. Assalamualaikum and thank you.